Is it really possible to buy a multi-million-dollar asset with less than $25,000? The answer is an emphatic yes. And not just in theory. I'm about to show you exactly how I'm making it happen. Welcome back to Cracked Canvas, where we break down real estate strategies for everyday people. Today, we're diving deep into my aggressive plan to purchase a multi-million-dollar 4-unit property, a fourplex, using only $25,000 out of pocket, all thanks to the power of the FHA house hack strategy. If you're an aspiring house hacker, a first-time real estate investor, or someone who thought these kinds of deals were out of reach, this is the playbook you need. Let's start with the vision: living in one unit, renting out the other 3, and turning a strategic down payment into massive cash flow, significant equity, and ultimate financial freedom.
Let's break down exactly how this $25,000 investment is possible. First, you need to understand the Federal Housing Administration, or FHA loan. The FHA program is designed for owner-occupants, meaning you have to live in one of the units for at least a year. The big win? FHA loans allow you to buy a property with as little as 3.5% down, far less than the traditional 20% most people think is required for a multi-unit property. Now let's run the numbers. Imagine a fourplex listed at, say, $600,000. Multiply that by 3.5%, and you get $21,000. That leaves you with $4,000 for your reserves. You see how that $25 already fits, covering both the down payment and providing a starting point for those crucial reserves. And we're just getting started.
But wait, what about closing costs? These can add up to 5 or even 6% of the purchase price. Easily another $40,000 on a property of this size, right? That's where seller concessions come in. In many cases, you can negotiate with the seller to cover 3 to 6% of your closing costs as part of the deal. That means, if you play your cards right, you could walk into a fourplex with the seller covering most or all of your closing costs. This is key because it leaves your $25,000 for your down payment and the necessary reserves. That's right. That initial $25,000 isn't just covering the down payment, it's also ensuring you have that crucial cushion of reserves that lenders love to see, typically a few months of mortgage payments. This allows us to target properties with higher price tags, getting us closer to that multi-million-dollar asset over time through value add, while still satisfying lender requirements. $25,000, 4 units for the price of a higher-end used car or a basic down payment on a single-family home, and you've still got cash in the bank.
So why a fourplex, especially when we have $25K to work with? Why not start with something smaller? This is where the buy box comes in, optimized for maximum leverage. If you're house hacking with an FHA loan, you can purchase up to 4 units with just 3.5% down. That's the maximum. Duplexes and triplexes are great, but a fourplex maximizes your rental income and cash flow potential while still qualifying for FHA's low down payment. More units mean more tenants, more rental income, and more flexibility if a unit goes vacant or needs repairs. With a duplex, you're only getting rent from one other unit. With a triplex, it's 2. But with a fourplex, you have 3 units paying rent, helping you aggressively cover the mortgage, and potentially living for free or even pocketing extra cash from day one. That $25K enables us to comfortably manage the upfront costs of a higher value, higher return property.
Now, not every fourplex is created equal. Here's my criteria. Cosmetically ugly, but functionally sound. I want a property that's a little outdated. Think old carpet, ugly paint, maybe some overgrown landscaping, but with good bones. The roof, foundation, plumbing, and electrical all need to pass FHA appraisal standards. No major structural issues, no mold, no safety hazards. Why? Because FHA is strict about property condition. A property that needs just cosmetic upgrades is perfect. You move in, fix up your unit, slowly work on the others, and increase the property's value over time. Avoid properties with major issues. Foundation cracks, water damage, missing handrails, or broken windows. Those will get flagged and can kill your loan. The sweet spot is ugly ducklings that scare off other buyers but meet FHA's safety and livability requirements.
Where am I searching for these unicorn properties? Let's zoom in on North Carolina, specifically Wilmington, Jacksonville, and Fayetteville, and even parts of Charlotte or Raleigh that fit the FHA limits. Why these markets? First, robust rental demand. All three cities have strong populations of renters. Wilmington with its college students and young professionals, Jacksonville with its proximity to military bases, and Fayetteville as a growing hub. We can even expand our search to areas with strong job growth and population influx, where the FHA limits still allow for multi-unit properties in the 600K, 900K range. Second, affordability relative to income potential. In these markets, you can still find fourplexes in the $600,000 to $900,000 range that, with a $25K down payment, become accessible. This is critical for the FHA strategy. If prices are too high, your down payment and mortgage will be out of reach. Third, FHA suitability. These are areas where multifamily properties actually exist, and the competition isn't as fierce as in big coastal cities. I'm looking on the edges of neighborhoods, close to hospitals, universities, or major employers. That 25 KOA gives me the flexibility to pursue properties in these slightly higher cost but higher potential areas.
Let's talk about the hunt itself. Finding a fourplex that fits all these criteria takes persistence. Every morning, I'm setting up alerts on Zillow, Realtor.com, and local MLS feeds. I'm working with agents who know the ins and outs of FHA requirements and can spot potential red flags before we ever go see a property. When a promising listing pops up, I dive into the numbers. Projected rents, recent sales, property taxes, and any HOA fees. That $25K upfront means I can move faster and be more competitive on offers that need a quick close or have minor appraisal contingencies. I'm looking for properties that are day one ready for FHA, but with clear opportunities to add value. A fresh coat of paint, updated appliances, or improved landscaping. Sometimes the best deals are off-market, so I'm reaching out to local investors, browse Craigslist, and even driving neighborhoods looking for sale by owner signs. The process isn't quick, but the payoff is huge.
I've toured properties that look perfect online, only to find foundation issues or ancient electrical panels in person. It happens. That's why patience is key. I'm analyzing each property, walking the neighborhood, and talking to local property managers to gauge rental demand. Sometimes the best deals are off-market, so I'm reaching out to local investors, browse Craigslist, and even driving neighborhoods looking for sale by owner signs. The process isn't quick, but the payoff is huge. Every week, I'm getting closer to finding the right deal, one that fits my buy box and sets me up for long-term success.
So, what's next? This $25,000 investment is just the first step in building multi-million-dollar wealth through real estate. The fourplex is my foundation, a place to live, learn, and grow as an investor. Over the next year, I'll be documenting every step: inspections, negotiations, renovations, and the realities of managing tenants while living on site. My goal isn't just to own a property. It's to create financial freedom, one unit at a time, eventually leveraging this first house hack into a small but profitable portfolio.
If you've ever thought about house hacking, or wondered if it's really possible to buy a multifamily building and grow it into a multi-million-dollar asset with a relatively small $25,000 out of pocket, I hope this gives you the blueprint and the belief that you can do it too. The journey isn't always easy, but it's absolutely worth it. Stick with me as I find the perfect property, share the ups and downs, and show you how to replicate this strategy in your own life.
If you're ready to break the mold and build your own future, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any updates on my fourplex journey. This is just the beginning of cracking the code to real estate wealth. Let's do this together.